hear that? Rena's coming to Global. Hi, it's Matt, along with Goose. We're going to try to teach you guys how to attack all those powerhouse units with your team and not to miss out on any rewards coming your way and to do the best that you can. Hopefully after this video we will level up and stay tuned. So let's go. Arena tips on how to build your team. So what we're going to focus in on is there are 3 different points. You get victory points for winning. This gives you the higher the rank of the opponent, more rewards. I'm not going to focus too much on this. Instead, going to focus on the bonus points. The rank itself is going to be relatively constant as long as you're fighting higher opponents, and the goal is just to win. But where you could really help yourself more is by focusing on turn bonus or the survival bonus. And survival bonus is a better way to focus on initially than the turn bonus, as there's a lot less risk to lose it all. The turn bonus is basically just more turns that you use, the less points you have. Basically, you need to finish the arena by turn 2 to get all 10 points. And every one that goes beyond that, you get -1 points for it. The other one is survival bonus. The less dead units, more points. It is 10 points total, so every unit that survives the battle, you get 2 points. Now, but Mad, I put 4 units in, so that shouldn't be. That means 4 times 2 is 8. That's correct. So if you don't put all 5 units in, you're already losing 2 points off of your survival bonus automatically. And so it's better to make sure that you have a team of 5 or a solid team of 4 and 1 unit that hides behind. But with the turn bonus in play too, not having that 5th unit be of any use is going to hurt you a lot. Another thing for people to make sure before we start forming these teams is to understand the stage effect each week. So like the first week, actually the first 2 weeks, was a 30% reduction in all damage. So basically every unit had 30% more HP effectively. And so the battles did take a little longer. It was a little frustrating, especially on the turn bonus. And could be even on the survival bonus if some teams that were offensive based just didn't have enough to go there and the other team could counter. Make sure that you understand what this weight or arena points limit is. So the first week was 235. What does that mean? So that means if you look here at the weight system, that you could put 4 S's, because each S is 50 points. Now, question mark or hero class, and in JP, the first hero was released along with Arena, or I should say the first set of heroes was released along with Arena. So if you have a question mark, they're not 50, they're worth 65 points, and they are very expensive in cost to put them into Arena. Now, there has been some weeks where there were no limit. There was 1 so far. And some weeks I've seen as low as 155. So you need to make sure between the stage effect and the weight limit on what units you can and you can't use. So for the 235, usually the optimal is 4 S's and an A. If you have to use the question mark hero, that means you have a question mark hero, 2 S's and 2 A's. Some units, though, or some teams, you might actually be most powerful with your A's, and I'll kind of explain why that is a little bit later, too. So, for some people, that actually might be the most beneficial. If that's the case, good for you. The only other thing that I'll state is there's 3 battles each day, no more. And the enemy you're fighting is going to be on auto, so you should be able to use that to your advantage. Um, so when you choose an enemy, you can take like a tank, draw them out, heal, damage, etc., and just have a good understanding of how the computer will play, and through that you can even the team might be more powerful than you because you can choose your opponent somewhat. You get 5 rerolls before you have to fight. You can choose an opponent that your team would be strong against, and even though they might have better, higher units, you will be able to overcome using elemental advantage. So the tactics here is, here's an sample team that I just grabbed off of the internet here. Understanding where they're weak and strong against allows you to figure out, oh, for the matchups here, you know, a lot of them are weak to bang. So if I had Archdemon, the Archdemon has a lot of AoE, has a very strong attack. I can do some serious damage against this team. But if my team was Zam based, then I would be struggling a lot because they're strong. All 4 of these that I have are strong against Zam. So understanding if there's a team that has a weakness that you can exploit, or even if it's just 3 out of the 5, if you could exploit those weaknesses, or you're strong against the attacks that they do, then you will have a much better chance of winning, and winning quickly, and not taking any deaths along the way. So just understand how and where these units are. Now, for if you're unsure about some like the S units, now the Dread or Red Dragon here is not part of the game, but if you do not know what some of these S or even A's are, what you can do here is go to the party member meeting spot. For the A's or the S's, you can go here. And what you can do is, like, example, you don't know what Baramos is strong and weak against. Hold down the picture for a second, then you can go to resistances. So Baramos itself is weak against Frizz and Crack, and strong against Whoosh and Zam. Once again, probably this person would have probably put there and stopped against Zamels. Also, if you've got resistances too, like if a team's really weak against poison and you have a very strong Hell Gladiator as an example, maybe that would be a interesting team to use on top of it. Or and I'll explain some of the A's were like paralysis or sleep and poison again. Understand what team is weak against. You can use this. So here is the S's, and once again here are the A's, and they're all here. You just hold it down. You can then go to resistances and find out what they're weak against there. And just so people know, it's in Swap Shop Special, and then it's in the party member meeting spot. So you could take a look and have an understanding of where a team might be weak against, and try to use that to your advantage. Now, more than likely, most teams are going to have S's and A's, and if you don't have a B unit, then you might not be able to use that as much. But for most teams, B units are not as strong as A's and S's. If they have all B's, just hope for there that you can take a look, and for the resistances there. But also, if you know that it's a clash, you can also try and go to Adventure, Battle Road. Say an example, it's a Undead Family. Here, you can also take a look at this one and say, oh, I haven't farmed the skeleton. And you can at least find out where that is. Go here, enemy info, and the skeleton, go to details, and there you can find where it's weak against. It's not nearly as easy as some of the others, but this is a way, since the only wikis that we have right now are in Japanese, are kind of annoying to go through. You can at least try and take a look at all the units that are strong and weak against in the game. Alright, so the next tactics is use as many high units as possible and try to use long distance attacks if possible to strike first. So here's some teams that have some nice long distance attacks. And by long distance, it could be just 2 or 3 spaces. Sly and Heart is a very strong leader along with White King. Sly and Heart for the defense down, White King for your magic up, etc. But I want to kind of go to the tactics here to farm units to max. So, let me go back here into party. We're going to go to, I just always go to rank up, even though we're not ranking up. And we'll go to my Sly and Heart. And can I change equipment? Remove. Alright, so I just want to kind of compare the level 100 stats to level 100 stats max, and for the Sly and Heart here. So every time you get a dupe, even from Fs all the way up to S, you get a 5% increase in stats and some additional benefit. So if you go here with the, you can see that the +1 here gives a move up. Here's the stats up, and all stats up are 5%. And then the second one gives crack resistance another 25%, which makes it even stronger for a very heavy resistance. Instead of being 50%, it's 75%. So if a unit is strong, it becomes even stronger for those elements as they move up, especially in the second and fourth dupes. So you can see stats here increased by 25% across the board. I have a nice 10% increase, which gives it more power. Now, why am I focusing on this? More importantly here, let's take a look at a level 100 where you only have one, so you don't even have a dupe, versus a fully maxed out Bubble King. I know this is not a true apples to apples, but I wanted to grab a unit that was a free to play that you can farm out a level up to 5 during an event. And you can see here that a level 90 stats max versus 100 Sly and Heart. Remember, Sly and Heart has the highest attack in the game. If you just take a look at a unit here that's just level 90 with this attack 317, and let me go back to let's go to my Bubble King. So you can see that these numbers are pretty much correct all the way through. That you can see that even its attack here is nearly the same as the level 100, except the defense and HP is much higher. The agility is lower, but the weight cost is 15 less. So if you had like a strong S, if you got, or not S, sorry, question mark, like you somehow picked up 3 Dragon Lords or something, that it's worthwhile to bring that in along with your A5 Heart, Bubble King, and a few others. So from a free-to-play who doesn't have a lot of level 100 dupes, it is actually not a bad idea and actually strong, other than maybe for your leader, to have 4 very strong A's with full awakenings that you can also grab during the events. That's why we keep trying to tell people it is very important to rank up your A's as much as possible. The stats just get really powerful, but also make note that it's not just the stats. on your third and your fifth level up, you get an increase on their third stats as well, damage. Why is that important? Upgrading your skills becomes incredibly powerful. Um, so here, I haven't upgraded my King Bubble Slime, but let's go back to my Slineheart, because I do plan on having my Slineheart as my leader. I have increased my level 3 here up to 10%. So it increased it by an additional 40% for damage. Not just damage, efficiency, and it's increased it even higher from that. So what happens is you can almost you can greatly increase your attack by increasing your skills. So the difference between a lot of people will be how high your skill levels are for units. And so I chose some pretty good units to take a look at. The Pickle Slime is a pretty good and very annoying unit that can cause issue. Green Dragon's another very good free to play. And Mucifer's a little harder to get, but it's also a pretty strong unit for AoE Mage as well. And it does cost some energy, but if you want to look through that. But focusing on improving some of those skills on top of it will be a huge boon that will allow you to take out units much faster and allow you to kind of counter versus maybe a higher stat or better weapons, etc. The weapons do help as well if you match, but most weapons can only give you 10% on average of an increase of an elemental, unless if you get a really godly roll for alchemy, versus these are 40 to 50%. And then, of course, if you max it out plus get all the way up to 5 dupes, you get up to 50% increase, and it is the largest upgrade you can do to those units. So make sure that you choose maybe 6 units, or even if it's just 3. Just try to choose high damage units from that have AoE. And take a look. It's not always your S units that are going to be strong, the strongest to bring out. If you have 5-star or 5 heart A units versus 0 heart S units, the 5 heart A units are going to be easier to level, because the really powerful skill for S units require A books, while the really powerful skills for A units require B books. You can get those much easier, and the skills might be just a little less powerful, but because your stats are better with the A units, you'll do more damage with the A units and require less grinding overall compared to the S units. So I know that there's been a lot out here that use S units as, use S units because these are the most powerful. That's only true if they're all equal. And in gacha games like this, especially if you're free to play or you spend very little amount of money into it, it's not not all units are going to be equal in your account. So instead, focus on the units that have lots of hearts. Like Archdemon was a unit that was completely off my radar. And going for Zoma, I pulled a lot of White Kings, which I was very happy about, and I pulled a lot of Archdemons. And thanks to the event, I don't know why, but I picked up all of my S units have been Metal Dragons. So, focusing on units that have, and as I say, Metal Dragon isn't all that strong, but a Metal Dragon is going to be stronger than a 0 hard Zoma, as an example. Just because I'm going to have a more powerful S unit Yeah, it's not nearly as useful in a lot of other skills. So there's some tricks and traits to it overall, but with the hearts, like as I say with my archdemon, I don't want to rank him up, even though it's pretty close that I just need another one of those orbs. I'm starting to focus on his bang. His kaboom's at +4. It's at +20 potency, but because I've got his third one here, his kaboom potency went up another 5 on top of all the bonuses that you get on top of there. So you'll see how much powerful that they become. Lastly, once again, for most players, bringing a healer buffer for survivability is key. Yes, so let's just go take a quick look here and sort by um, filter by family and by role. So we're going to only have support units here. So here's some of the support units. The Ice Hawk's not in the game yet. Some others can also heal, like the Orc, but doesn't do a very good job. But still, looking for a healer, and honestly, I prefer Hell Condor. I think the Hell Condor is got a very powerful ability to do race defense, has heals moderate HP for one ally, and a minor amount for ally as well. Its speed is very good at 304, so it will be able to heal quickly in case you make a mistake in your planning. And its resistances are pretty normal. The only thing that to be afraid of is sleep monsters putting your Hades Condor to sleep. Otherwise, it is immune to a lot of the others, and strong against paralyzed as well. So more than likely, you should be in good shape for. Um, and depending on my team, I'm not sure if I'm going to have an Emperor Slime or if I'm going to go a full attack team. I still haven't decided. But once again, it's much better for you to focus on survivability score first before you start trying to lower your turn score at the end. So, this is my way of kind of building a team. What I highly advise for most players is to identify the two leaders that you want to focus in on. One leader should be a physical base, the other leader should be a magic base. If for some strange reason you have a Dragon Breath team or a Martial team, then that will be fine as well. Or you might even have a full element team because you notice that the team is weak against Bang, so Baramos will be a very good choice for that. But outside of those, I know that my Slineheart is going to be my physical leader because his perk of lowering enemy defense by 20% is just too strong. And White King's perk of having spell potency by 10% is also very strong and overall very powerful unit. Choosing a leader or two of those types, even if they're 0 hearts, is still going to be a very useful tool to build your leader, and then you can build the team, the rest of them. And as I say, make sure that you focus in on your hearts, as those will unlock a lot more powerful units, and the differences are incredibly striking. 20% increase in agility can make a unit that's on average a normal speed to someone that's faster than some fast units from someone who doesn't have any hearts on it. Especially if you then equip it with a weapon that has a little bit more agility. All of a sudden, you have a faster team that just has more damage and more HP than the other one. You will be in the driver's seat. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you've got any questions or want more details from this, please ask down below. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so as well, as I plan on doing these guys for a lot of other activities that will be coming up as well We will be getting raids at some point fairly soon too, and I'll try to help build a team that you can use to increase as much as possible. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys are excited about Arena. I expect Arena to be popping up within the next 3 to 4 weeks of this taping. It should come up during the next full event, somewhere in between. If we follow JP, we might even get it earlier as well. So start planning your arena team, start planning and start focusing on some of those skills to get them up. The first 3 or 4 levels are very easy and quick to do, and those are, each level gives you 5% increase, or 4% to 5% increase in potency. It is worthwhile to do so. So good luck. I hope you're excited about Arena. I know I am, and the rewards are actually pretty good. We'll give you a S unit that you can start focusing in on to start even the odds from the higher spending players. And also, good luck. I really hope that everybody enjoys Arena, as it kind of helps you identify how to improve your team a bit too. So good luck everyone, and I'll see you next time.